going on, people? Kimchi Chris here, and welcome to today's video. Now, for today's video, I wanted to talk about something that's very exciting, very emotional, and just altogether powerful if you ever get to experience it. You clicked on the title, you know what I'm talking about. I am talking about Iron Maiden. That is right, I got to see Iron Maiden recently, and Ghost opened for them. What's bad about that? I love both bands so much. They are two of my favorite bands, so when I heard they were touring together, and they were coming to Nashville, so I was going to get to see them. It was an amazing day in my life. The only thing that could be more amazing than the day I heard that they were coming was the day that I actually got to see the show. So let's just dive into that day. And before we get into the show itself, let's just talk about merchandise for about 2 seconds, because Iron Maiden, just like Kiss, are all about the merchandise. If you go to a Maiden show and don't pick something up, what's wrong with you? Their merchandise is amazing. I know I'm wearing one Iron Maiden shirt right here, but I had to pick up another one at the show for the tour itself, and the one I got is this one right here. Look at that. You got Eddie on there, being about as patriotic as he could possibly be. That's such a great shirt. And on the back here, you've got the tour title, the Book of Souls tour there, and you've got his face again, and you've got the tour dates there at the bottom, so that's a pretty great shirt. Typical? Sure. Needed? Definitely. So I picked that up, and I also got a tour program, which was pretty cool. You don't see these a lot in 2017, but I got the Book of Souls World Tour program there, and it's actually a really nice glossy tour program. It's got lots of pictures and things like that inside. You know, it's got a lot of Eddie artwork, of course. That's pretty great. It even has a page on the back that has pictures of the opening acts for the tour, Shinedown and Ghost there. Thank God, by the way, that we got Ghost. Shinedown, what a... I don't even want to get into that, but I'm glad that we got Ghost. So that's the merchandise that I picked up at the show. So the band played at the Bridgestone Arena here in Nashville, Tennessee, which is a massive place, but by Maiden standards is kind of a intimate setting to see them, in all honesty. An arena compared to a stadium is a whole lot different. So seeing them somewhere smaller was pretty cool. That's the place they played last time they were here. And the funny part about Bridgestone is it's located right in the center of Lower Broadway here in Nashville, Tennessee, which is the terrible pop country mecca of the world. So you have all these tourists and country people and things like that that just don't even know how to react when there's a rock show there. I've seen it many times when bands like Kiss have been there, when Maiden had played there before, even when something like Def Leppard plays there. These people don't know how to handle it, and it's always really funny as far as the people watching aspect of things go, seeing all these metal guys with all these country guys and all this stuff, and I don't know, they generally get along, but it's a really funny sight to see. So we made our way inside, and we got inside right before Ghost was about to take the stage. We got pretty close to the stage, which was awesome, and Ghost came out, and what is there really to say outside of the fact that Ghost were amazing? I got to see them last year when they played a club show here, and they were just as good this time. The stage production was a little bit bigger. They had a massive backdrop, they had a little bit of pyro, and since they were opening, they only played about 45 minutes. And in that 45 minutes, they played basically what you would expect for an opening slot. They basically stuck with the hits and the singles off of the records, and they were very energetic. Papa was hilarious talking to the crowd as always, and they just put on a great show. But what was really funny were all of the people, mostly in the stands, mostly the older people that had probably been into Maiden for quite a long time, that just didn't understand this band. They didn't get it. You could see this look of disgust on so many people's faces. And I don't know what your opinions are of this band. I personally think they're great. A lot of people in my area on the general admission floor thought they were great as well, and were bouncing around and having a good time, but watching all of these people be disgusted by this band was just amazing as a fan of them. It really added to the atmosphere, and don't know what else to say about that, but Ghost put on a great show. They were an amazing opener, and they really set the stage for what would come in just a few minutes after they played, what would be on the stage soon, and we all know what that is, Maiden. So after a quick changeover, it was time for the grand headliners of the night, Iron Maiden, and if you've ever seen this band, you know how epic and over-the-top their stage sets are, their production is, and just the band in general. And this was no different. The stage was huge with risers on the side, smoke, fire, bombs, eddies, this, that, video screens, all kinds of crazy stuff. It was a very Iron Maiden stage set, and that's what was amazing about it. They opened with If Eternity Should Fall from the newest record, Book of Souls, and it was awesome. It kind of opened with Bruce in the back of the stage with flames all around him doing the vocal part that doesn't have a lot of instrumentation with it, and then when the music really kicked in, you just had the band in full force, lights, smoke, pyro, everything. It was amazing. And right when the first song was done, they went straight into their second track, Speed of Light, also off the Book of Souls record. And we'll go ahead and get this out of the way. My only complaint I have of the night was that exactly. They played a lot of material off of the newest record, which I usually like when classic metal and rock bands play a lot of their new material. A lot of them don't. But they didn't play a lot of their classic songs as a result, because this new record, Book of Souls, is such a long record, and it's a really good record. Don't get me wrong. Hearing these songs was great, but it really took away from a lot of the classic material that just wasn't represented at all. I mean, I can take or leave playing Run to the Hills, but that is kind of their signature song, and they didn't even play that, surprisingly enough. It was kind of weird to not hear that, but the band sold these new songs with such charisma and energy that the audience did seem to be into them, but they weren't into them as much as the classic songs, and I'm kind of surprised this deep into the tour they're still doing this as a result. I don't know, I mean, I guess they're going to play what they want to. They're a classic band, they have the right to do that, and for me it didn't really take away too much, but a lot of the crowd did seem a little bit disinterested in a lot of the newer material. 2 hours later, the show was done, but it was an amazing, amazing ride. Of course, it was very over the top. They had different backdrops for several songs. Eddie came out on stage. There was Satan out on stage for Number of the Beast. And it was just such a good show. Such a good show. And one thing that's worth pointing out is that this band is on fire still to this day. I know that these guys are getting up there in years, but they are so energetic on stage, especially Bruce, just running back and forth and being crazy and all kinds of stuff. They never skip a beat. The vocals are perfect. The musicianship is perfect. The show itself, the actual presentation is perfect. This is such a grade A production, and if you get a chance to see Iron Maiden and you're even remotely a fan, don't miss out on them. If you've never seen them before, you gotta do it. If you've seen them in the past, you still gotta do it. This is such a great show. The Book of Souls tour, it's amazing. I see why it's been going so long. Iron Maiden never phones anything in, and this show was a great example of that. A++++ all around. Amazing show. And I know that's not a huge amount of actual details about the show, but that's really all there is to say. This is an amazing production, and if you're even remotely a Maiden fan, you gotta check this show out when it comes to your town. And if you're just curious, check it out as well. I guarantee you that you're gonna leave a fan, you're not gonna leave disappointed, and it's gonna blow you away. They do a better show than pretty much all these bands that are half their age, and I'm sure they're going to continue this as long as they are a band. I don't see them ever phoning this in, and that's what makes Maiden such an amazing live act. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below if you've got to check this tour out, or if you've seen Maiden in the past, or if you just want to see them, whatever. Let me know. I want to start a conversation with you guys, and that's the best way to do it. Definitely give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to the channel if you want some more of my metal content that's going to be coming up in the future. I also do a lot of Kiss content, rock content, nerd content. It's all there, all the stuff I love. Hit the little alarm so you actually get the updates. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next video.